So I've had my iPad Pro here for a couple of years, since this version is the 9.7, since it came out with the Apple Pencil, and I absolutely love it as a productivity tool. However, there's an aspect of it that I've struggled with over these last couple of years. I've used primarily the GoodNotes app to take notes. I've tried different kinds between it and Notability. I like GoodNotes the best. You can create notebooks and you can have it organizes things a little bit better for me, but not quite good enough to always replace my trusty Franklin planner. It's just hard to beat, and I've struggled with it, and I've bounced back and forth between the paper version and trying to come up with a good structure and a good organization method for using GoodNotes. You can create different notebooks within GoodNotes, and I've tried doing that for different purposes and to have my notes in different notebooks by category. The problem with that, though, is GoodNotes is great for recognizing handwriting. So if you want to search your notes, you can search on a keyword and it'll go to that note and it'll show you all the different instances where that word was used, even in your handwriting. The more you spread your notes out between different notebooks, though, the harder that is. So the goal is to have a single notebook that contains most of your notes. But I struggle with the organization because it's just one big file at that point, and notes, are within it. So I've bounced back and forth between the two, but recently I think I have found a solution that gives me the organization and structure of my Franklin planner, all within the convenience and the digital aspect of my iPad Pro. So that's what I'd like to share with you today. Hi everyone, I'm Phil Stratton, and what I want to share with you is a technique that I've learned recently that gives me the power and the flexibility of using my iPad Pro in a format that mimics, or pretty closely, the structure and the organization of using my Franklin planner. So it's a digital planner, and I found a YouTube video recently that walked through a tutorial on how to create a digital planner using, I used Keynote, but PowerPoint would work as well. And then you export that as a PDF, and it contains links and hyperlinks and different things to help you navigate. And you import that into GoodNotes, and then GoodNotes functions a lot like that paper version, the Franklin Covey planner. I'm not going to walk through how I created the planner. I'm going to link the one that I watched into the description. There are a couple of them out there, but the one that I watched, the one that I found very helpful, I'm going to link to that. But instead, I'm going to show you how I use it, what I created, and then how I use it as a organization tool. So I'm going to switch over and screen record my iPad and just kind of walk you through the digital planner and how I use it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the digital planner. So here on my iPad, I have the GoodNotes app down here in the dock, so we'll open that up. And you can see the 2018 digital planner is there. So this is a blank version of it. This isn't the one that I use on a daily basis. But I thought we could walk through this one and just show you what's in the planner and how I would use it. So I've opened up the planner, and you can see that as the cover page here, I've just chosen a nice leather photo and customize that a little bit. So if I scroll from right to left, as if I were turning the page and opening the book, then I have my opening page there, title of it, and on the right hand side is just my favorite quote of all time by Dr. Swindoll there regarding attitude. So kind of looking around the planner here, you can see that it kind of simulates what you would see if you opened up a paper planner, a Franklin Covey style planner. On the left hand side are tabs that indicate each of the months. On the top there, top left hand side, you'll see a couple of tabs, one that says front, one that says year. On the far right, some tabs going down the side, work, personal, financial, family, community, and church, indicating some of the different focus areas that I have in my life. And then across the top, you'll see 6 tabs, and we'll go through what each of those are. Now for this planner to work, at the top center there's some icons. If you're not familiar with GoodNotes, there's a tool for writing, there's a tool for highlighting, there's a tool for erasing, there's a tool to capture, kind of like a lasso there, and then there's a tool that turns off any of the writing instruments. So that is the tool that needs to be activated to navigate within the planner itself. So I have that activated, and I'm going to start clicking around here in the planner. So this page that we're currently on is what I consider the front of the planner. So that's what that tab that says front at the top left indicates. Wherever I am within the planner, if I want to get back to this page, then I just click front and it brings me back here. If I click year, that gives me a couple of views of the 2018 annual view and a 2019 annual view. So again, wherever I'm at within the planner, if I want to get back to this, I just click that year tab there, and it brings me back to this page here. Going down the left hand side, you can see I have a tab for each month. So here's the January tab. On the left side of the page I have a month view for that for the month of January. And on the right hand side is just a notes page. This is kind of the way I personally like it set up. On the right side I can jot down any notes, any tasks, kind of like a master task for the month, and you'll see I have that for each of the different months. So here's March, April, and so forth. So if I turn the page, so I'm here in April, if I turn the page and scroll across, then I start my weekly view pages. You'll notice that they're undated on here. This is a page that I created it in Excel and then exported it as a PDF to bring into this. Before using this, I actually printed these off and put them in my paper planner. I just like this format. I like this view. It works well for how I operate. So I have basically an AM and a PM side for Monday through Friday, and then a spot towards the bottom for Saturday and Sunday. And then you'll see let me see if I can't circle it here. That area right there is kind of a habit tracker. Let me zoom in a little bit. So each day I can indicate whether I did my Bible in a year plan. Did I work out that day? How much coffee did I drink? I tried to limit myself down to 2 to 3 cups a day. And then how much water have I drank? And that I'm trying to increase the amount that I drink there. And then there are 3 additional lines for other things that I can add in there. Okay. So again, that's just a page that I created. Fits my purposes pretty well. And on the right hand side, again, is just that grid bullet journal style page where I can capture some notes, I can capture to-dos, whatever for that day. There are 5 of these for each month. A month may not need all 5 of them once you start filling in the dates for each week. And if you should get to a month where you only need 4 of these, then they're easy to delete. The ones that you don't need, you would just click this kind of overview icon, and then you could select, say edit. This is the one right before we hit the next month. It was unused as I was putting in my dates, so then I could just click the trash option there and move it to trash. So each one is set up like that. So here's May with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks within there. Now, again, you'll have to decide how it best fits your function. So my rule of thumb is if I'm filling out these weekly views and I get to the end of the month, and that end of month, the 31st of May, let's say, is on Friday, June 1st is Saturday, June 2nd is Sunday, then this page stays within the month of May for me. If the first of the month is Monday through Friday, then it becomes the next month. So you just have to kind of figure out what your rule of thumb is. How are you going to split those dates between months? You could even say, well, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the 28th, 29th, 30th of a month. So I'm only going to fill those 3 in and leave Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday blank, and then go to the next month, and then on Thursday start 1, and then you would have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday blank. However it works best for you is fine, right? That's the beauty of creating your own planner, is you can have it any way that you would like it. All right, so that's the monthly and weekly view. On the far right hand side, there's the work tab. So if I click on that, you can see it brings me to the start of that section. I scroll over, turn the page, and I just have 2 blank grid bullet journal style pages ready for notes. And each section is identical. Okay. So I get down here through church. If I needed to import something into here, then it's just a matter of clicking the button. You can add a page, you can import above or below. So you can navigate to your Dropbox, you could bring something in from iCloud, and it doesn't have to be in this format. You can just plop it in there, just like you would a normal planner. You would take some page, it doesn't fit the format of those pages that came with your binder. You just took some paper and you punch some holes into it and you put it in the page behind that day that you're working on, just so that way you had it, or within a certain section, so that way you had it. You could do the same thing here. Okay. So across the top here we have 6 tabs, and these are totally customizable. I even left those blank in terms of any kind of a label, so that way if you're a manager, maybe you have some direct reports. Each tab could represent a different direct report, or tab 1 could be for your direct reports, tab 2 could be for your ongoing projects, tab 3 could be for whatever, right? So it's totally customizable. So each one of these again are identical with a page for some notes behind it. So I get to tab 6 here, I scroll over, there's my blank pages. I scroll over one more time and you'll see at the top left there it says 2019 planning. So this is at the back of my planner, and I have a page as I'm starting to think about next year. I have a place to capture some notes. Now, if I click on the year tab here, maybe I'm looking at my 2019 calendar, doing some forecasting, and I want to jot some notes down. I'm looking at my calendar and I have a reminder that the 3rd Friday in January I need to get my oil changed. So at the bottom right here I have a star, and I just added that on there as a shortcut, so it's hyperlinked back to that page. So here I could activate the writing tool, make myself a note, 1/15 2019 oil change. And then when my 2019 calendar is all set up and ready to go, I would look at this page and make sure that I start putting in information, transcribing it from here, from my planning into my new calendar, just as you would a normal paper copy planner. So if I scroll over one more page, then I'm into an area that I call additional resources. So I have a blank page, a blank kind of again that grid style for some bullet journaling. I like this style personally, rather than just lined. Just the way I take notes, I tend to do it in bullet format, so I can easily make sub bullets and keep things very structured. So this is a page that I have, so that way I can then just copy this page and put it in wherever I need it. So to do that, again, top left here, I hit that overview button. I click the edit. I would click that blank page down here at the bottom left, copy, say done, and then I would just go up to wherever I'm at. So if I'm here in October, and I have a lot of things that I need to get done in October, and this page on the right doesn't suit my needs, then I can go back to that view, click the plus button. Next to that page, click the plus button again and say paste copied pages, and it would insert that blank 2-page grid into my planner so I can keep all of my notes organized. So again, let's go back. Go back. If I scroll one more. This is the same concept, just a different style of grid paper. This is a page that I had made again in Excel and exported it out as a PDF. I did it and I liked using this because of the 2 columns that you see on the left hand side. So again, one column I can write my bullets, but let's say this one here ended up being a task, something I needed to do. So then I like just to put a box over here telling myself that that's a task that I need to do. So that's just my way of keeping track of my tasks and things that I need to get done. So if I scroll another page, this is just a blank weekly view that we've already talked about. Again, it can be inserted anywhere. This is a monthly planning calendar. If I have a project that I'm working on, I might need something like this just to kind of chart things out. So again, this can be copied and pasted anywhere that I want. Maybe one of those blank tabs across the top is a project tab, and I might copy this into there. This is just a project page that I had found online, so I made a page. This might be something that I use in the future, as well as a waiting for list, something that I need to get done, but I can't do my part until somebody else does it. I want to keep track of that. I would use something like this page. Eisenhower matrix, hopefully you're familiar with that, determining what items, what tasks you have that you need to keep track of, and then prioritize which ones you're going to do first, right? So is it urgent and important? Is it not urgent but still important? And if you know anything about the Eisenhower matrix, ideally you're working in that top right quadrant. You always want to get things done before they need to be done, so they're not urgent, but you're still wanting to work on the important things first and get those done. Next, I have just a regular Franklin Planner type page. I don't use this a lot because what I tend to do doesn't require this much detail, but every once in a while I do like to have it. Maybe I have a busy day and I just really want to plan things out for that day. Then I can copy this page and then paste it into my current week and use this for that day. But I like having it as an option, but not necessarily setting up my whole planner with this style of page. And again, so here's if you're a manager and you use a tracking form for conducting your one-on-ones, this follows the manager tools format. So you might fill this out and have it within one of your different tabs. And then finally, it's just a blank page. It could be used for all kinds of things. If you just need to draw something, if you need to capture maybe inspirational quotes, you like capturing those, you could use a blank page to capture those on. A popular thing is to use clip art. You'll hear some people refer to them as stickers. So that way when you're doing your calendar, you might use a certain graphic so that way it's a quick visual when you're looking at your calendar what's going on. For instance, let's say that you have a lunch appointment coming up, and it's one that you regularly do, so you want to quickly see when you have lunch appointments. So you might use a certain graphic for that. So I'm going to go over here and so here's an example. Let's say that this one here is the graphic that you've chosen. That works well. Whenever I see that, I know that I have a lunch appointment on that day. A couple of ways you can use this. You could long press on it and then use the save image option. That then puts it into your photos. Okay. So if I go back to my page here, then I can long press here, click image, and then from my photos, or if you had something in your Dropbox, wherever, you just navigate to where you've saved that image, and then it'll drop it right into your blank page here. Option 2 is, let's say that you've decided that you don't need to save it to your local photos directory there. So I can long press on it. Now that I have it, I can double click, go back to GoodNotes. So I'm doing the whole drag and drop type thing. So I drop it there. Maybe I'm going to resize it, set it there in the corner. And now I have that graphic sitting there. Whenever I need it, I can just come back here, activate my lasso or my capture tool. I can circle it and say copy. Now I'm going to go to March. Today is the 21st. That's the day that I'm recording this. So let's say that I have a lunch today. I'm going to long press, paste that, resize. All right. And then just drop it right there. So now every time just looking at my calendar, okay, if I see that icon, I know that I have a lunch appointment that day. And you can do that over and over again. So whatever graphics that you have that are useful, you just copy and paste those in. So one of these tabs here, you might then label it as graphics. Copy and paste that blank page behind this page, and then collect those different graphics so that way they're readily available. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully you found it useful and informative. Again, I'll put the links to the videos that I watched, that I followed in order to create this planner, and hopefully you'll find those useful if you should decide to go ahead and make one for yourself. Thanks for your time. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and we'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye.